Hey guys, Simon here with another review for Shadows over Innistrad. With the pre-release just days away, you gotta study your butts off if you want to do well. And today, we'll be looking at one of the new planeswalkers released in SOI, Nahiri the Harbinger. Nahiri's latest card has a cost of 2 generic and Boros colors, coming into play with 4 loyalty counters. Her +2 causes you to discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Her -2 allows you to exile target enchantment, tapped artifact, or tapped creature. And her ultimate is -8. Search your library for an artifact or creature card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. It gains haste. Return it to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. Looking at her abilities, she has a nice range of effects, albeit kinda samey to a lot of other planeswalkers we've seen recently. Her +2 is like cycling your cards, discarding a card in order to draw one. It may seem uninspired and even strictly worse than just straight card draw, but remember, this is SOI, and the graveyard's just another mechanic. Using her +2 allows you to pick and choose which card you want to discard, meaning you can selectively discard things that will help trigger Delirium and or cast stuff for their madness cost. Since Nahiri the Harbinger is Boros colors, you'll likely be playing red and white. Now, in terms of Delirium, white actually has some nice options, Descent Upon the Sinful and Topplegeist being chief among them. Red, on the other hand, has only 1 Delirium card on the current roster, but what it lacks in Delirium, it makes up with Madness. So even though her +2 isn't impressive, it can at least help activate white Delirium cards and red Madness costs. Next we have her -2 ability, her quote-unquote protection. As we know, planeswalkers are only as good as their own ability to protect themselves, and Nahiri the Harbinger barely passes that bar. The ability to exile a target creature is an amazing form of removal, but unfortunately, it's gated behind the requirement that the creature must be tapped. This is pseudo-protection. Sure, you can play her and immediately protect her from a creature, but that creature has to be tapped on the turn she comes in. If you don't have the means to tap it yourself, and if your opponent didn't attack, that threat can have full access to Nahiri's face. Yeah, exile is better than destroying, especially on Innistrad, but I still think it only targeting tapped creatures is a little weak, leaving Nahiri more vulnerable than other planeswalkers. Not to mention, using this ability the turn she's played leaves you with only 2 counters, and a nerve-wracking follow-up turn by your opponent. Some good things about this ability is that it has an amazing synergy with the before mentioned Topplegeist, and if your opponent has no creatures, you can at least get rid of enchantments or artifacts they play. Moving on, let's discuss her ultimate. Her -8 lets you tutor a creature from your deck and put it into play with haste. Everyone talks about this ability and what can be done with it. Of course, in the right deck, this can win you the game with a single attack, but it isn't as clear-cut as that. You never judge a planeswalker by their ultimate alone because of how historically difficult it is for them to live long enough to pull it off. Nahiri's no exception. Yet, even if you do get her ultimate off, what are you gonna grab? Well, that depends a lot on what format you're playing. In Modern, you of course have huge bombs and threats, but in Standard, it may be more of a combo creature. And in Limited, it may just be something for tempo. Oh yeah, you could of course grab an artifact with her ability, but come on, where's the fun in that? Red-White, in my eyes, just doesn't feel like it wants this type of ability. Are we supposed to throw in some random bombs just for Nahiri's ultimate? This is more suited for Boros control decks, but even then, it weakens the use of her +2. As I look at this card, overall, I'm left feeling confused about Nahiri the Harbinger. Some of her abilities make her seem like an Innistrad all-star with Madness and Delirium, while others make me question her color pairing altogether. Honestly, the Delirium in white may not even be worth activating in some cases. It seems blue got some of the best cards with that keyword, leaving white kinda lacking. Red's Madness seems pretty good, but it strangely has the most synergy with vampires, a pretty poor red-white tribal. Her mana cost per starting loyalty counters is about average, but when you take into account her abilities, I really feel like she could've cost 3. Stepping away from the abilities for a second, I must say the art for this planeswalker is one of the best I've ever seen. If this isn't somehow a poster for an upcoming MTG movie or event, I'll be very disappointed. Nahiri just got done wrecking Markov Manor and, in action movie fashion, is just walking away from the explosion. Aesthetically, Nahiri the Harbinger is also one of the most flavorful planeswalkers in recent memory. Her ultimate snags you a powerful creature and sets it loose, alluding to Nahiri's looming threat of a summoned monster that will destroy Innistrad. Good job guys, threading the needle of lore and gameplay into this single card. It's a work of art. And that's all my opinions on Nahiri the Harbinger. It's a planeswalker with a current identity crisis that needs some time to find its place. But I want to know your feelings, ideas, and thoughts on this card. Leave those in the comments below. How would you use Nahiri the Harbinger? In any case, if you enjoyed the video, consider giving a like and subbing to the channel. It goes a long way in supporting future content. You can also support this channel by becoming a patron on Patreon and finding me on other social media outlets. Find links to those in the description below. As always guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.